Okay, so I wanted to do a quick video on the trolling motor installation that I did on my kayak. This is a 10-foot Pelican kayak that I've had for a little while. I hardly ever use it anymore. I've got a Pungo 120 that I use most of the time. Saw a few videos on YouTube on people installing trolling motors, so I figured I'd give it a shot. A couple of things that I wanted to keep in mind when I was doing this, when I was planning it. I carry this on the top of my SUV, so I wanted to build something that was easy to come apart for transport. And also, I didn't want to put too many holes on the kayak. I want to keep it as original as possible. So what I came up with is a frame that I built out of 1-inch PVC. This is Schedule 40 PVC. A couple of mounting points that I have on there is I use the rod holders as one of the mounting points, and then I used this mounting point here using 1/4-inch U-bolts drilled into the seam, and then the 2x4 actually sits on top of the back of the kayak. When I built this, I've spaced this in a way so that I can still use the grab handle and also the drain plug. And this thing is rock solid. It's pretty strong. The motor that I used on this is the Minn Kota 30-pound thrust motor. I got this at Walmart. It was $93. So I removed the head unit and installed the pulse width modulator up in the box up front. We'll go over that later. Again, I wanted this thing to be easy to come apart, so I got a quick release pin on the actuator, the linear actuator, and a quick release pin on the tiller, and then I've got a quick disconnect for the motor wire. So these three things come off, and the motor comes off pretty quick, no problem. The steering that I did on this, again, trying to keep it simple, it's just your basic tiller steering. I've got the 3/4-inch slip ring hanger, and I've got a threaded bolt coming out of it. This is a piece of 1-inch aluminum, 1/8 thick, and I bent it into shape. I drilled it, put a pin on the bottom with a washer, and it works great. That's really all I needed. Again, this comes apart right here. This pin comes apart. This part stays with the motor, and the shaft, so the steering shaft comes off. This is 1/2-inch PVC, Schedule 40. It's pretty strong, and it's also got a little bit of flex on it, so I can put it in and out, put pretty much where I want it. As far as pulling the motor out of the water, I used a linear actuator. I haven't seen anybody use that, and this is this linear actuator that I got on eBay. It was $35. This particular one has a 6-inch stroke. They come in increments of 2 inches. So the next one down would have been a 4-inch stroke. The next one would have been a 10-inch stroke. This thing is rated for outdoors. It's supposed to pull 220 pounds, which is much more than what I need. So in order for this thing to work, obviously it has to have a little bit of play on it so that the shaft will turn. So I've got 2 3/4-inch slip rings in between 1-inch slip ring, which is the one I use for the actuator. I've got a threaded bolt, and I've got, again, quick release here and a quick release here, and then also I've got a trailer plug, another quick release trailer plug. Goes into the side of the kayak and is protected by the rubber grommets. I've got a momentary switch on my control box, which lifts the motor on and off. It takes about 15 seconds for this thing to come up, and I've got a momentary switch so I can stop it at any time, go up and down with it. One thing that I like about this is that I can trim the motor and put it pretty much anywhere you want. The box that I'm using for the controls, this is an ammo box that I got from Harbor Freight, and I got this idea from a fellow YouTuber. His channel is called The Rusty Rooster, and he did a really nice explanation of how to build this box, all the parts that you needed, step by step, how to build this box, and explanation. So I want to thank him for that. If you guys want to build a box, definitely check out his channel and see what he did. Only thing different that I did is I added a voltmeter so I don't drain my battery down too much, and also the momentary switch on the side to lift the motor in and out. Here's what the box looks like inside. There's your pulse width modulator. This is a bag that I carry spare fuses and pins. I've got some tie wraps and also some tools that I keep inside. The front of the box looks like this. Again, these are the SLA quick disconnects. And here's what it looks like from the front. Basically, if you want to go forward, you push this button forward. That's your percentage meter on the side. There you go. If you want to go in reverse, push it down. And there you go. The battery that I'm using on this is a Mighty Max seal lead acid battery. This is a 60 amp battery that I have. Weighs 28 pounds, which is why I put it up front. And I just built a little box out of PVC where it can slide in and out. Just like that, slide in and out real easy. I also picked up this. This is a 50 watt, cheap 50 watt panel that I picked up from eBay. I've tested it a few times and I've only gotten like maybe 20 watts out of it. So I might just put that on there later. Play around with it and see how that thing goes. But that's pretty much it. I've been taking this out a few times, and so far I'm pretty happy with it. It performs pretty good. There it is.